We're back, we're live, we're talking transfers. Let's roll the intro and let's discuss today's stream. Let's into it. And we're back, guys. Finally, with another stream. We waited for a long, long time to do another stream. Obviously, if you haven't realized, the reasons were it's just this cold in down under. It's the worst cold we've had. So, flu, got rid of the flu, then I got COVID. Now recovering from COVID. So now I can finally come do a stream. Well, you may hear a couple cough still, as you can probably tell, still block nose, but much better from the last couple of days where I couldn't barely speak and hop on the streams. But we're back, a lot of news from Chelsea, but it's not like I missed out on anything big. I haven't been here for 2 weeks, but it's like I've still obviously been around, but I haven't missed out on much. It's a lot of recycling news, but it's nothing like the same recycling news. It's just the same recycling news, different player. It's the same thing. We're interested in him, interested in him, interested in him. We're monitoring him. So we're not getting anything done, uh, but that's soon to change. So I've missed out on that, but I've just missed out on the interesting FC. Hopefully, we change to buying FC in the couple of weeks. But guys, haven't already, guys, do like the stream if you just join. We're obviously going to be here for about an hour, so make sure to like, share the video if you haven't already, share Twitter. If you haven't already followed my Twitter, do go follow that now. Let's get to 650 subs if we can, guys. And guys, make sure to turn the notification bell on for YouTube because sometimes the bell doesn't go out and then you don't. What is this? Is a four? What the hell? What the hell is this gonna? Okay. And sometimes you don't get a notification to the stream and then you miss out on the goodness. So do make sure to have that bell on. But obviously, regarding Chelsea, guys, we're in 15 days, you could say, to the official window, maybe 10 days, and you could say we're kind of lacking. We're not really getting anything sorted. Now, I'm not really the one to kind of jump out and be like, well, where's my new toy? Where's this? Where's that? I'm not kind of, uh, you know, like, I'm not kind of like impatient, but I'm kind of frustrated. It's like we're not catching up to the game. We're not catching up to the race, right? We're taking the race slow and steady. A lot of teams are taking it fast paced and they're rushing it. Like Liverpool rushed for Nunez. Tottenham making some great transfers. Arsenal making some like different transfers. They're not really board signings. They're more to make sure to get the team going signings, as you could say. But we're not really doing anything. And it kind of questions to me why. Now, we've heard some news recently that we are doing a lot behind the scenes, which is good. But it's like we got to see some process speeding up because we could probably lose Kunde. We can probably lose Dembele. You know, the thing with me with Dembele is we should have, he signed the pre-contract. So why didn't he kind of, make an announcement, I'm joining Chelsea like Rudiger did? So I'm waiting for that Dembele to say, yep, I'm joining Chelsea. We'll find that out in about a week. But let's see what the chat said. We got Hanno in here. Big up Hanno. Finally, the GOAT is back. The GOAT is back. Appreciate you, Coach Corner, guys. Do make sure to go check that out. I was on there last week for a bit. I think that was the day I was sick, so I jumped on here, have a bit of a conversation there, but I'll be back on soon. Big up to Ankith or My Blue City. Obviously, been lurking on your streams lately. You guys kind of do the English and then go to so it's hard for me to watch, but I always do enjoy it, always do pop in, always liking the videos and always commenting on them as you should be seeing. So I appreciate that. We got FaZe in the house. Big up to FaZe. Hope you're well. Concierge, big up Kepa, big up the concierge of crime who doesn't know what the championship is. Faye says, off top, but what was your thoughts on the Peru, how they play? Yeah, no, it's a good question. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the Peru Aussie game. It was like 4 a.m. and I was like, oh, I'll just set an alarm and wake up at 6:30 to just see the score. So I was very anxious. Like I really want us to go through for this one. So I set the alarm. Luckily, it was like because the game was so delayed, it was like they were still doing the penalties. So I was watching the penalty shootout, and then I watched obviously the reaction to the game and stuff. And we did all right. I think we did good. We showed Peru that we can put a fight up. I don't think we dominated the game like a lot of people said, but I think we majority won that game. Obviously, we took the result out, but it's gonna be a fantastic draw for China. I really think we can come second. I really think we come second. I think we can beat France. I think France don't make it through. I think the curse continues. I'm scared of Denmark. I'm scared of Richardson at the back. Paul Richardson when he sees our Aussie tackles that will go sliding. Oh, no, I don't want to be in the tackle. So hopefully we can get some good attacking through Richardson when we verse them. But no, we did all right against Peru, which is good because Peru were very cocky. Big up to Tobago. Chad, big up to Tobago. Hope you're well. Let me know your thoughts on the all transfer news. Big up to Matthew Lee. Big up to Matthew Lee Benjamin. Hope you're well. Appreciate you joining as well very early. And big up to Nippon. Big up Nippon. Big up to Nippon. And hope you're at home. Probably just woke up. What day is it? Yeah, it's Friday. Sorry, it's Friday. That for Saturday. But like, Nippon should be sleeping in, but he's up. He's early. Big up to Nippon. Look, he doesn't know what the Championship League is. Like, I can't believe it. Doesn't even know what it is. And we got Fairboy here. Big up to Fairboy. Hope you're well. Appreciate you all joining, guys. So we'll get the discussion going on Raheem Sterling. He's obviously keen on the move, and we're working really hard to sign him, and we're preparing a new offer to start direct transfers or direct talks over the transfer. Wow. So we've put a really good eye on Sterling. Like we're not at the stage of interested. We're kind of now making our way to make a bid for him and an offer. So it shows we really want him. Now, who really wants him? Is this a board signing or is this a Tuchel signing? Now, I'm all for Prem proven players. His experience is not that young. He comes in, he should make an impact immediately. But for me, he's not an A-list attacking signing. However, there isn't an A-list attacking signing on the market. I'm not the massive fan of Sterling, but I don't mind the idea. I don't mind it. Like I don't mind it. Like I think he could come in and already be 2 times better than our attack. That's like the stand where our attack is rubbish. It is a rubbish attack. We need to improve it tremendously. And I think a lot of players can come in and obviously be better than these players. However, our players are in bad form. Like very bad form. Like if Havertz was in form, he would be fantastic. We wouldn't be needing if our players were in form, we wouldn't be needing these attackers. Period. But unfortunately, we do. So for me, Raheem Sterling comes in, he fixes our out of form attackers. I guess I don't know. I just don't see him as a world class player. As a world class player, I think he's a great player. He's a great stat player, and for me, you know, I I like a stat player in a sense of an attacker because I don't want him to be fancy. Just put the ball in the back of the net, and he kind of does that. Like a Salah. Like Salah's not a good player. Like he's not gonna go down the history books, or maybe he will. But for me, Eden Hazard's a much better player. But the thing is with Salah is he puts the ball in the back of the net. Like he doesn't do this. He just puts the ball in the back of the net. No complaints. And that's the thing with Sterling. He might be a bit. he might be a bit tipsy. He might be a bit like shaky. But at times he puts the ball in the back of the net, and he does create at times. But however, does he come in and fix our system? No. If we're continuing to play 3 at the back, he can't play as an inside forward, and he's such a different player profile compared to what we have now. Like, he's a natural winger. It's like Ousmane Dembele. But I think Ousmane Dembele can play in a forward position. He uses those wide wings like Sterling, but Dembele is the person to cut in. Sterling's more of a wide player. He'll go all the way around to the corner flag, and then he'll come in. Like Dembele is a player who will cut in really early. He can cut in and play more central. Raheem is a different story. He's more take the ball to the wide ring, run. His dribbles are a bit off. His skills isn't the best, but he's overall a decent player. But it kind of compares to the same kind of transfer targets we're going for. Now, let me get up this. I had a good picture up. Here. So we've got other kind of key that we're looking at. Raheem Sterling, for me, goes in the same category as only Raphinha. I think if we're talking the ability of a player, I think he goes in the same category of Rafinha. Rafinha is a more central player. For me, that's what we need. I would personally prefer Rafinha. Rafinha doesn't have the best stats to him, but he's shown qualities in the Prem that could come in and bring a fantastic quality in our team. It's just that he doesn't have a lot of the stats to bring it up. He had 11 goals this season, but again, he's playing for shit Leeds. At least comes up, plays a bit better for us. He's just a bit wary to player. Maximin, I don't mind him. I think he's a great player. He's got a great skill, but he's a player who doesn't put the ball in the back of the net a lot of the times. He has the skill, he has the passes, but does he put in the back of the net? Not really. He's more of a skiller guy. He'll dribble, he'll contribute to the goal. But we need a guy who can come in and kind of score. Is that what we're after? So I think he's a great player, St. Maximin, but I don't think he's for us. And Richarlison is I think Richarlison is a very bad footballer. I don't think he's a top level footballer. You put him in a top 16, he's I think he'll fail. He's not a systemated player. Tobago, big up Tobago. I'm not a fan of Sterling, but if the coach wants him, cool, we'll back him. Yeah, of course. I think that's with everyone. Like if we get Declan Rice, I don't like Declan Rice. I think if even a Tuchel backs Declan Rice, I have to back him. Even though I have my opinion on him, I don't think he's going to do well in that team. I think he needs someone to hold his hand. But no, I don't see it. I don't see Rice being a good add-on. but again, if the manager Baxter comes in, we need at least two attackers. I agree. I think we're focusing a lot on the attackers, which, yes, it's great, but we still got to fill our numbers in the defense. Remember, we're probably going to lose 4 defenders. So we need to replace them with 4 defenders. At the moment, we've only got 1, and that's Kunde. So we still got to get 3 more. I remember I thought the problem was our midfield, so then we have to upgrade our midfielders as well. But it's just, I think Hussam football terror sense, and I think he summed up perfectly. We're going through a massive, massive rebuild. Like our team is, our defenders are gone, our keeper's out of form, our midfield are getting old, and our attack is shit. We are going through a massive, massive rebuild. We are going through a massive change. It's going to take a long time for us to kind of come to our highest form, highest ability. So, we're going to probably be struggling next season. But, look at the likes of Tottenham. Their squads on paper is way better than ours. They've got a fantastic squad. And they're still going. Bremer, they're looking at bringing in Bremer. So they're going to have a great squad next year. And they're ready for Perisic, Basuma. They signed the Swedish guy full-time. And they're going to get rid of Bergeron for some money. It's like they're doing good business. So for me, it's like they're getting stuff done. And they've got a great team on paper. But we'll see how that comes on the field. Fairboy Sterling is a different profile of player compared to what we have. He's going to add some dynamism. Sorry, that's fucking up my eyes. I know what you mean there, to our team, and I disagree. He isn't. I say that he isn't a world class player. I never said he was a world class player. I think he's above average. I don't think he's world class. Salah is a Burnley merchant, to be honest, that always appears in big games. Kind of sounds like one of our attackers, but however, our attacker's Norwich. Who does that sound like to me? It just rings a bell in my head. Another one of those attackers. Did you just saying Chelsea want Dembele, Raphinha for a wing back? Like, I saw that. I've always said you cannot put an attacker in a defensive role. Never. You can maybe move a defender in a midfielder, but you can never put an attacker, someone like Raphinha, who's goal-minded, who's like, look at these 4 players on this picture right now. Let's look at these 4 players right now. 0 of these players are going to play in the defensive role. They have the mindset that they're not going to defend. They have that mindset that I'm not going to defend. If you've ever played football, with an attacker and a cocky attacker like these others. And it's not nothing wrong with being a cocky attacker. Like, it's great. You got the confidence. You got the confidence of being an attacker, confidence of scoring goals. You're not going to be having that deflect to go, oh, now I got to defend. Like, no, wingbacks a major role that unlimited people can do. And to be a wingback, you got to be a defender transitioning into attacker, not an attacker going into defender. Raphinha cannot play a wingback role. It's like putting Cho there. As the same thing with Cho, as the same thing with Pulisic. You cannot play Cho and Pulisic in a wingback role because what do they have to do? 50% of the time they got to attack. Great. 50% of the time they got to defend. You can't do 50% of that work. You shouldn't play in that position. It's like getting a 50% on a test. Yeah, you pass, but what? Do you understand the full task? No, you only got half of it right. So I wouldn't put these guys wingbacks. I've always said attackers, especially these guys, like especially these four, Maximin. Sorry, we're talking Rafinha here. Rafinha, who's a guy who loves to dribble. He's a Brazilian attacker, and you're gonna tell him, yeah, you gotta defend. He's not gonna join. No way. Richarlison isn't that bad because he plays in a lower league team where he has the free role. He's got Fat Frank as his manager. Like that's not that's not a manager. It takes 15 to 16 after bringing in three players. Like Frank Lampard's not a real manager, so he has that ability to do whatever the fuck he wants. He's got great he's got great winning mentality. I love that in him. But as a footballer, I think put him in a top 6 team, I think is bad. I think obviously put him in a Premier League team, yeah, he'll do great. He's obviously a great footballer, but putting him in a top 6 team, he's gonna be bad. Yeah, I think he's done that. As I said, I don't think like we compare him to Rafinha. Rafinha played under Bielsa, who's a systemated um, manager. You have to follow what he says. You follow what he says, you perform. Richarlison's under Lampard. Lampard, you can come drinking coffee on the field. What's he gonna do? Scream at the manager. So they're just two different players. And he's great. As I said, he's a great footballer for his team. If you want to move him up to a West Ham, maybe like the highest he can go is a West Ham. I barely think he succeeds there. He's a player who plays in these teams. Newcastle, I think. You want to put him in a good team, put him in Newcastle then. That's the highest he goes because he is a mid-table team. Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton. That's his teams. Everton, that's his team. Everton's the highest he goes. I don't see him at a big top 6 team. Because this is because Georgie holds back. If we did Declan Rice, Jorginho has to stay. He has to stay. If we get Declan Rice, we have to go into a 2 CDM pivot because he needs someone to hold his hand. Guys, if you watch him, when he plays that single pivot role, he is horrible. He played that for England just 3 months ago. Like, did no one watch that recently? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, when people go, oh, look, he can't play in a central defensive mid role if no one's next to him holding his hand. West Ham, Souček's there holding his hand. Noble's holding his hand. He goes to England, Euros. He was playing next to Phillips. Phillips was holding his hand. Phillips got injured now. All right, that they got to a 4-3-3. He did garbage. Horrible. And then he had one game where he played next to Ward Prowse. He did a bit better. He's a better player when he's next to another CDM. So we're going to pay 100 million for Declan Rice, who needs another player to hold his hand. I don't get it. It's like same. Declan Rice is a midfielder Varane. That's what he is. Wingback is in another defense. It's a midfield role where you got to defend. Like you got to intercept. You got to jockey. You have to defend still. Like the wingbacks cover the winger. You play wingback, you're part of the defense. That's why we play when we say 5 at the back. We got 3, and then we got the 2. That's playing 5. So when we got that wing back, they still have to play the role of a defender. You got Richarlison coming down the wing. Who has to defend that? That's the wing back's problem. You got to jockey. You got to intercept. You got to tackle. You got to push him out the way. I don't know. You got to do the defensive roles which attackers are not built with. Defenders can co-play as a wing back because they can 50% defend, which is again their job. and you can make a defender become an attacker because they don't have that cocky mindset. It's a different mindset. Obviously, it's not with all attackers. It's with a lot of these, especially these fours on the screen, because these guys are cocky attackers. A lot of these guys won't track back after they shoot the ball, and that's who they are. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the profile of their player. Because they're focused on just scoring goals. They're focused on taking people on. That's their goal. You tell them, yeah, I'm going to score. I want you to defend now after putting all the effort to score a goal. There you go. No, the hell? What are you going to do? I think it's just a different kind of way of seeing it. I see wingbacks, the wing back. Says it in the word, wing back, back. You gotta drop back, you gotta defend. Yeah, and you're gonna be running up and down, up and down. When you think about it, wingers in the Prem don't need to run as up and down, up and like as much as an amateur winger would. So that's my manager. Isn't even a single thing. He plays at the pivot. Yeah, exactly. He's not a single thing. He plays at the pivot. Someone holds his hand so that we have to get rid of Jorginho, our only other sitting DM who would fit with Declan Rice. We have to get rid of him because Declan Rice only makes no sense, man. I think if we get Declan Rice, we have to go into a 4. We have to. He can't play. He's not going to be able to play in a 3. There's no way. Like, all right, he can play in a pivot, but it'll have to be him and another CDM. And will that work? Because when you think about it, who's going to attack from that pivot? When in our midfield, one sits back, one attacks. And normally we would switch, like you'll skip switching. But unfortunately, we don't have the players for that. So we have a systematic role, which is great because it doesn't cause confusion. Jorginho sits back, Kovacic attacks. So it's perfectly systemated in our team. You bring a Rice in, Rice sits back. Rice can't do that by himself. He needs someone there. So what? We're going to get Rice and then Kovacic to both sit back? No, it's not going to work like that. That's why Raheem to are inverted wingback. They're more advanced midfielders. They're midfielders, yes, but they have to defend. Where did they come from? They were both right backs, implemented into a right wing back. Right backs into a right wing back. You cannot bring a Raphinha, who's a cam/winger, to put him as a right wing back. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And you look at it amateurly. As I said, Fairboy, look at it amateurly. If you want to put a guy who's been attacking his whole life, and you say to him, you gotta start defending now, especially a Brazilian guy, because these guys love to skills. These guys love to take on. These guys love to score goals and put it next to their names. They're not gonna defend, and they're not gonna come to a team where they have to do that. Bring Ampadu or Gilmore back to help our main midfielders. For me, Gilmore isn't ready yet. Gilmore is not ready. Unfortunately, this season he did not show any qualities for him to come back. I would send him out on another loan. He extended his contract, which is good. Let's see how it goes. I think he's a great player, but I don't think he's ready. Ampadu, on the other hand, I think Ampadu. I'm not sure, man. Like, we can sit here and I'll go, which position is Ampadu? And people still won't give me a full answer. That's the problem right there. We got to figure out his position. I think preseason is going to be fantastic because we can see, is he a centre back or is he a DM in the Premier League? I don't care what he is in Serie A, in a relegated Serie A team. That doesn't mean anything. You come to the Prem, it's a new league. We got to see where he plays in this new league. Big up to KJ in the house. Big up to KJ. KJ, let me know your thoughts. Sterling in or out? Big man from the WWC is not wingback, it's fullbacks. Fullbacks is. I mean, what's the fullbacks, wingbacks? They're kind of the same thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I say fullbacks, even though I mean wingbacks. Like, fullbacks are just people who sit back. But then wait, hang on. What do we call the right wing? Oh my god, I've confused myself. It's more of a wingback there, because then fullbacks are like the right backs, the ones who play in the 4. I think I got that right. I don't know. I think I just confused myself. I see Rafinha playing wingback as if he lower the team that decides to sit the back. I don't see him playing like decides to sit back. Yeah, for me, I don't think he even plays it. Like, I don't think he would want to play that. That's the thing. I don't know. They both sit back. Our midfield, our midfield do not both sit back. That's why we have a defensive and then an attacker. Kovacic as attacker, Jorginho as a sitter. We call him a sitting DM. So one defends, one attacks. When we have someone like Loftus Cheek and Kovacic, it confuses the situation because they're both running around like headless chickens. That's the problem. That's why we need a systemated structure. And when Jorginho's on that pitch, we have a systemated structure. I don't know. I don't know. Like we've been saying that all season. We're saying one sits, one attacks. Kovacic our attacker, Kante was our attacker, Jorginho was our sitter. Jorginho wasn't there, Kante was our sitter. It's like that's why we couldn't really get Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek to work. That's why we could never get Loftus-Cheek to work because we didn't know where to play him because he was supposed to be an attacker, but he couldn't attack in that double pivot. So we try to make him defend, but then he couldn't defend in that position. So he couldn't play in double pivot at all. So I don't think we would play two CDMs, two wingbacks. We don't play it like that. Buy Rice and play back three. See, we can't do that. We can't buy Rice, but it doesn't make sense. Less than how we play. I think I know how we play. Driving. Oh, he's driving. Go and make me crash the car. Don't crash your car. I'm just speaking facts. The facts are just gonna get through his brain. Like, oh, he's speaking facts. Oh, he's speaking. Kovacic can't go forward than J5 is there as it brings up balance. Exactly. That's what we need. That's the keyword, balance. When J5 is there, we have so much more balance because it doesn't screw your head up. It's not like, oh, what's happening? Because we know Jorginho sits back, Kovacic, but it's a hard role. Jorginho sits back, that's his job. Kovacic presses. That's why Jovic was the best matchup. Because for me, as I said, it's balanced. Kovacic will be pressing, he will do all the hard work. He'll be attacking, and Jorginho will be sitting back, receiving, the ball at the halfway line, and he will sit in front of the centre backs. He was playing the CDM role, but we classified it as a sitting DM because he wasn't technically a DM because he would push up sometimes. But obviously not all the time because, as I said, we keep the balance. Just hang on. It's how wingbacks are different fullbacks. When Alonso plays a fullback, he is that bad because exactly fullbacks are the players who are the right back, the left back. Wingbacks are the Chilwell and the Reece James when they play left wing back, right wing back. So if you say wing back, you're referring to someone who plays in a 3-5 or 3-4, whatever. They're playing in front of the centre backs. Fullbacks play just next to the. Hang on, they don't play that in the starting lineup. I'm trying to say, I'm kind of confusing myself. Hang on, let me see if I get a picture. Don't want a shot for a wingback. Yeah, so we look at it. Oh wait, you can't see. Oh my god, he's just fucking. Okay. Okay, so this is a wingback, and this is what we play with Reece James and what's his name? Chilwell. If you play Raphinha here, he's not gonna come to Chelsea. He's not gonna come. He'll just stay at Leeds. Because you have to defend in this position. This position, okay, this is a bit wrong. They sit a bit kind of here. They're kind of behind the halfway line. But you say there's a wing ball coming here, this man isn't gonna get it. This is not his job. His job, oh, he intercepted, oh, he missed the intercept. Your job's to run all the way back. You have this. This is from here to here. This is you. This is your whole space here. Here to here. Here to here. That's your whole space. So it's a much, much harder role to play. And you got to defend and attack. And as I said, attackers don't have that defensive mindset. Sterling in, we need to build an experienced side on our young side. Sterling is proven to be a defensive threat. We need pressing attackers. Yeah, and obviously in the Pep system, you would have had that pressing. I think his pressing isn't the best from the stats. That's what I saw from the stats. But again, he played in a system where you had to press, which is obviously better than getting someone who doesn't press. So KJ's KJ said it. He wants Sterling in. Get KJ what he wants. Bring him in. I think if we get it for a good price, like 35, I'm not gonna be upset with it because obviously that value is gonna be good. Like that's added selling value, which you can probably get if we ever do try to resell him. Um, the leaked Chelsea news are willing to pay 70 million per year. I just brought it up now. Pretty sure that they've been reminding me because I saw that and I was like, I'll bring it up. Our wing backs are part of the attack. That's why we have two mid and three sisters back. It's a five-player defender on the counter attack. Yes, they're part of our attack, but their job is that's 50% of their job. Other 50% of their job is to also defend. You gotta attack, but you gotta defend. That's why it's the hardest job in the game. When you press up and you lose the ball, you gotta skid all the way back. Like, obviously they will cover you, blah, 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 but you have to come back. You're not gonna, I lost the ball. You're not a winger. You're not a winger where you can say, okay, I lost the ball. I don't need to sprint all the way back. Shit, I'm a wing back. I have to at least get to the CDM spot because your job is to still attack. Why get Sterling when we have. Oh my days. Oh my god. Cho. Yes. Yes, Cho. 4 goals in 4 years. She'll play Neymar in a wingback role at the Champions League semi-final. You can have one where like we did with Alonso and like Reece, where like Alonso is more of the guy who goes up, Reece is the guy who kind of sits back a little bit. Like they'll kind of be one here and then one like here. They won't be kind of next to each other. Like Alonso will play more up, Reece will play more back. But Chilwell and James, they're kind of both very equal. They both play attacking, they both defend very well. It's 50-50. Your attack because you're in the look where the stance is. Like you can even look at the picture and the stance are why they're on the halfway line. Because you're going to attack and then you have to come and defend. If there's a winger running down that wing, whose job is that? That's the wing back's job. You have to jockey. You have to be in that corner flag there. That's not the centre back's job. It's a wing back's job. And when we played our system in a role, Jorginho would be the one in the DM. He might intercept the space. He might get to that space. But at the end of the day, the wing back is the one who has to defend, who has to physically take the ball off the other player and clear the ball, pass or whatever. Our peak, we had 5 attack, 5 yeah. We used to use that. We used to use not really 5, like it was more the 3, the back, the 2 wing backs. You could even say like we kind of had it like this. It was our 3 would defend, and kind of Jorginho Reece would defend, while cover. What the fuck? The fuck is this? Okay, someone just popped up. I don't know what the fuck that was. I was saying. So we had Jorginho, Reece, and a 3 at the back, mainly be the defenders, while Kovacic and Alonso used to push up a bit more, and then a 3 attack were the attackers. I kind of see it like that at sometimes. But at the end of the day, it was 5 attack, 5 defend. Some days, because the majority of our creativity obviously comes from the wings. Yes, our wing backs. But our wing backs also are the mainly people who defend as well. That's what we say. Reece James is a better defender than Trent because you put him in the defensive spot. He defends. Why we call Alonso bad? Because he doesn't track back. That's why he's a bad wing back. Because he can attack, he can do 50% in the job, but he can't do the other 50%, which is tracking back and defending. That's why he was a bad wing back. That's why you need one who attacks, one who defends. Reece James, he done both perfectly. He can attack, he can cross the ball in, he can track back, he can defend. That's what you need in a wingback. A Raphinha is not going to do that in you. He'll do what Alonso did. He'll attack, he'll cross the ball and he'll dribble, but physicality and mentality will let him down and he's not going to track back. He's not going to physically defend the ball when he knows he can attack. That's why for me, you can never put an attacker as in a defensive role. I don't know for you, but I would never put an attacker in a defensive role. Attacker's mentality is never to defend, and you can't really transfer that. Like as I said, Alonso we always knew when we got him, from Conte era, Sarri, he was never really a defender. We used to use him as a wing back under Conte, and then obviously under Frank, sorry, now we used him back as a more of a left back and all this and that. And that's when he turned bad because we knew, oh wait, hang on, this guy can't defend. So you need your wing back to defend, especially in our system. Robertson and Trent, they play back four. Trent attacks very well, and he comes back and he defends. Not the best. That's why we say Ray James is the better player because he can do all of that. But yeah, anyway, next to the news Chelsea have offered De Ligt is the most concrete. His agent has contract offers from several Premier League teams. Chelsea are willing to invest 70 million euros, which is guys. Also, I like the stream. Guys haven't already. I'm gonna be checking likes in a second, so better be at least 10. I'll give you guys a benefit of doubts. The first one back, so say at least 10. Should be 15 there. Should be 15. Um, 13. Okay, guys, we're two off, guys. So let's easily get this. So 70 million is 60 million pounds. That's not the worst deal for De Ligt. I think De Ligt's a fantastic defender, and I think we have to fill up numbers at the moment. And I think any defender, like any main list, A list defender, will work. Koulibaly, De Ligt, Koundé, they're all fantastic defenders who will come in and work. However, De Ligt plays a different style. He plays. I hate to compare him to this player, but he's a much, 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 much better version. I've always compared it to him, Harry Maguire. He plays like a Harry Maguire, but much better. He's very physical. He's very attacking wise, and he can. When he gets the ball, he's good on the ball. Now, does Harry Maguire do any of that? No, but when he was in that for that short period of time, Harry Maguire can do those stuff. Harry Maguire can be a good defender, but unfortunately, he's not at Man United. It's not his level. Harry Maguire is a great defender, but it's not his level. He was doing great at Leicester, whatever. He's not worth 80 million, blah, 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 blah. But you can refer to De Ligt even as a Bonucci, because he was sitting next to Bonucci for multiple years. Bonucci and Chiellini were the ones who taught him a lot at Juventus, but he stuck at what he had at Ajax, and that's a physicality and urgency. He will go in for that tackle. He will win that ball one-on-one, no doubts. He's very old school. He's a very old school defender. Win the ball, get it out of here. That's, our modern is win the ball, control it, pass it. That's more modern. He learns that off Chiellini and Bonucci. He was with them for 3-4 years. So I think he's a great attacker, physical wise. He doesn't replace anyone. He adds a new sense of skill in our defense. Like, again, it's a new profile. We've got Koundé, who's the guy who can dribble, who can drive, who can pass, who can defend. De Ligt is a leader. He can physically win any one-on-one. Like, you're not going to beat him in a one-on-one. He'll slide tackle. He'll press. He'll header. How tall is he, actually? I think he's 6'3". 6'2", which is technically 6'3". But he's a different profile. That's the thing. And I remember when we were interested in him, like, not last season, I was never for it. I think he was way too expensive at the time because it was like we either keep Rudiger or go for De Ligt. And I think Rudiger, De Ligt are very similar players, like at their ability. And I always said keep Rudiger. I think for the price, might as well keep Rudiger on the 200k. Obviously, we knew what happened there. But De Ligt is a great player. So if we can get him in, great, go for it. It's just that I don't want to spend so much more money on defenders. Like a lot of I would rather go Koundé, 65 million euros, Koulibaly, like 25 million euros, and then we can go for either young star or someone who's quite Carnival, I think, is 25 million. So, but again, not my money. Let's get this done if we can. See what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people obviously want to happen because he is kind of a editor merchant, you could say. Let me see if I can bring his stats up. What website did these? Let me just get the website. Ah, yeah. Uh, all right. So, don't really look at that. Pass attempted, pass completion, whatever. Progressive passing. That's what I said. He's an old school defender. He's not the one to progress a pass. He's not the one to make forward passes and attack. He's not that type of guy. Dribbles completed. Yeah, not the best dribbler. Touches. He gets a lot of touches through the game. Pressures. Tackles. That's not the best. Wow. Why so? Why is it so low? Only 7 interceptions. Aerial great in the air. Like I said, great. So again, clearances great. Blocks decent. But as I said, he's a very old school defender. He'll get the ball in the air, win it, clear the fucking ball. But I'm so confused. Why is this intercept? Yeah, you could. Tackles are quite low. Can we? Let's compare this to Kunde. Wow, look at that! Like that's fantastic stats. Absolutely fantastic. Even his pressures, his clearances are low. I don't know if that's different. Like they're not the worst stats, but obviously I've always said you can't really look at a defender from his stats. You know, you can look at an attacker, but defenders it's hard. You gotta watch it. Like you can look at this and get um influenced. Like, oh yeah, he's great in the air. He's this is that. Compare Harry Maguire. I can't tell who wins, who loses. Yeah. We got to Liam in the chat. Mad the like questions. Yeah, you know. We have to Liam. Hope you're well, man. Let me know your thoughts on. We're talking delete. Thoughts on delete coming. Kunde, delete, and Klaus for defensive options. Are we? Yeah, it's actually that's another name now. Is the Klaus guy? Is he the French one? I always forget. Yeah, he is. Okay, yeah, he's the guy who wants to join us. He's like, oh, I've always dreamed of being a player. I think he'll be okay if we get it for cheap. Like he's a wing back option. Backup option is 29. He's highly experienced. Can we play him in the um, possibly right centre back role? I wouldn't mind to see it. Wow, he got great stats as well. Has a lot of shots, a lot of assist, passes, pass completion. Whoa, that is quite bad. That is quite bad. Progressive pass completion as a wing back for Klaus. Deceptions, okay. Pressures, okay. That's worrying. That's what I'm not gonna lie. But again, for a backup, like I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Rudy AC as they left. I don't know how to do it. Like it looked so confusing. But we all know Rudiger was better than Bitchinson. Rudiger was way better than Bitchinson. You know, and I've always said I think the reason for Rudiger leaving, I think Rudiger made his mind up back in 2020. Under Lampard, I think Lampard killed it for him. Lampard was the reason why Rudiger left Chelsea. It's 100%. No, because of the money. No, nothing. Because obviously, what he got 10 million more, but less wages at Real Madrid. Like, it's not because of the money. It's because of Lampard. Lampard ruined his time at Chelsea, and he didn't want to be there anymore. You know, he ruined his time, and I think he's a bit angry at Roman as well, and angry at the club. And for me, I think nah. If you've been treated badly from that club, like you should have left. And then obviously Tuchel came in, he changed it, but he was always kind of haunted by that. So I think he goes. I think he made his mind up back in 2020. Said Madrid, come for me, and he goes, "Oh wait, hang on, just wait a bit." And then 2022 came, we didn't win anything. He goes, "All right, come for me now." Says Klaus has been excellent the last 2 seasons. I said, yeah, as a wing back option, as a backup, bring him in. As I said, for the wing back option, I would bring in a wing back who cannot compete with Reece James, but gives him an option for a rest. I'm all for compete. It's a weird opinion, but I am all for giving. I want every single player to have competition with him. That's why I want to bring in Cucurella to compete with Ben Chilwell. Perfect option, perfect fill in for our team. However, Reece James, I think, is going to be absolutely world class. And if one competes with him and one becomes better than him, he's going to leave. If he leaves, we've lost the best time we're probably going to ever have. So I think Klaus is 30. He's just looking for a career change, finalize himself. His last big change for 3 years. Bring him in. We can rest James from here and there, which is great, and he can get some playing time. But unfortunately, it's like he only plays right wing back. It's like he can't play right centre back, or maybe we can implement it for him. But I really want a bit of a versatile player. But I think on play performance, it's great to hear that he is doing good. All right. Jeez, we've been stuck on Sterling all day, but let's get to the last kind of list. Actually, I'll bring up, I'll bring up Gems. I'll bring up Gems tweet because I think Gem had a better kind of tweet on this. I wanted to bring it up. I saw it on Sky Sports, but I think I saw Gem have a better version of it. If I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So this is pretty much all the players we are interested in. And guys, right now, I should stop, guys. Hang on, what are we doing, guys? 14 likes. 10 people in here. We can easily get 20, guys. Come on. Smash the like button right now. Let's do this. But this is all the players we're interested in right now. Like throughout the summer, we've heard at least one tweet saying we're interested in one of these players. Now, who would we get off this list, which would be great? I think is Kunde, De Ligt, Ousmane Dembele. Wait, I didn't see. Oh wait, I didn't see. Hang on, I see Cucurella. Well, we weren't even interested in. I really wish. Let's say hypothetically, if we got Cucurella, he would be the best implement to our team. Best signing for me. Best signing would have been Cucurella if we got him. But yeah, we're interested in a lot of players now. Let's look at. I want to look at some couple names. We'll go down the list. Delete. Neymar, obviously PSG have said that they want to release Neymar. Now, I don't see him coming to us because I don't see anyone paying his wages. So I think he probably goes to Madrid. But I don't want him at Chelsea. I don't think he has that mentality to win stuff. He's a very lazy player. He says he'll give his all out for Tuchel. I don't believe it. I think he's one of those players just to bring a bullshit. I think he's a great player, great talent, but I would not take him. We spoke to Sterling. Dembele needs to get done. Needs to get done. Obviously we will hear on the 1st of July, but the question I've always been asking is why wouldn't, if we've signed a pre-contract, shouldn't we be hearing, oh yeah, I've signed for Chelsea, like Rudiger did with Real Madrid back in fucking May? Like he had it a month early. Oh yeah, I joined Madrid. Like why can't we hear the same thing with Dembele just a week earlier to kind of clarify us? So Dembele should be done by the 1st of July. We'll see what happens there. Savage, I think Savage is a great player. However, does he fit our system of a 6? He plays as an 8 for Lazio. Can Savage come in and play as a 6 for us? That's the question. I watched him when he played Juventus back in May when he scored that goal last minute. Fantastic goal. But that whole game he was playing as an 8 because they already had a 6 there. On the left hand side, again there was another 8. It was like playing in the midfield. They were playing with the sitting DM and then 2 midfielders as an 8. My question is, can he play a six? He hasn't played a six for Lazio this whole season. I'm not sure about other seasons, but can he play a six, especially in our system? That's someone we kind of have to research a bit more and find out. Rice, for me, I would not take Rice. Rice is not going to fit our system. He's way too expensive. We're going to lose a lot of money on him, and he's going to be a flop. He's going to be a waste. I don't want Rice. I think Rice is, yeah, I think he's a great player in the sense of leadership, but people go, oh, if the price was 30 million, will you take it? No, because I don't think he's a good player. He needs someone to hold his hand. I'm not going to go spend 100 million on him, then we have to buy someone else to hold his hand for 45 million. It's like, what a waste. I personally will not get Rice. Koulibaly, I think bring him in if we don't get Delict. I think I would prefer a Koulibaly than Delict. I think he's a bit cheaper. I think he's got great leadership in him. He's got a lot of experience. That's something we need right now. Bring him in. Needs to come in now. Maestro Kimpembe, I wouldn't bring him in. I wouldn't bring him in. I think he's a decent defender. I think he's a very hard-working defender. Obviously, we've all seen that clip where he injured himself, but he got up and defended, and then was down for a while. We've all seen it. I think he's a very heroic. I think he's a very great defender, but I think he's very sloppy at times. He reminds me of like a Chalaba. I don't think we already have someone like that quality, so I wouldn't get someone else from that. Raphinha is the perfect person I want for our attack. I think he's a very central player who can also play on the wings and can score goals and create. It's just the only thing is he ready to come to our level of performance? His stats don't really show it as much. He's got 11 goals and I think 7 assists or 6 assists, which is great stats, but it's not as better as other ones. However, he is a great eye test. If you watch him on the eye test, I think he's great. As I said, very central. I think will fit our system much more better than a Sterling. But again, we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't mind either or. But for me, I don't think Sterling really improves us tremendously. Ake, I don't know why we're linked. Actually, I'll just hire over these guys because I don't know why we're linked to them. I wouldn't take any of them. Laporte's out of his prime. Ake, I put the question about a month ago. What people thought. I wouldn't take him back. I don't think he's a starter, and we need a starter, an experienced starter, to come in right now. And if we're gonna get any youngster, they gotta show signs of improvement. I don't see Ake coming in and improving himself nor our team. Anthony from Ajax. I think Anthony's great. I think he obviously is very young. He's going to be great talent in the future. That's someone we should be obviously watching. How would he come in and perform in the Premier League? That's something only can dictate if we sign him. I think he's a bit of a different profile we see, but again, that's if we make it off for him. I don't think he's a player to come in and effectively change our team now. I think he's like a Havertz. Maybe next season he comes in, he does a bit better, but I think we got to get rid of Cho first before we start bringing in more of those guys. And the thing with our attack is that now do we go for more youngster guys or more experienced guys? Like, what's the profile we take now? It's a bit of a difficult one. Gravadora, whatever you say his name. I think I would personally get a Kunde, Koulibaly, and then if we can, and if we want to progress a youngster, bring him in. I think he's great. I think he's very, very he's. I wouldn't say he mirrors Rudiger, but he matches a lot of his qualities. Where he'll fight for the ball, win a lot of 1v1s, and he'll tackle you from nowhere. Then he'll come from behind and get you on a clean tackle. Like he's very, very great with his tackles. So I wouldn't mind him as our third option if we can get him. Obviously, he's young, so he can improve himself, and no better person than Thiago Silva to be next to him. Sangare, I haven't watched him still. Like I don't think he's the player who comes to Chelsea. I don't think he's a player who comes and instantly fixes our team. I personally wouldn't bring him in. He's not a player to come in and highly impact our midfield. We're looking for major improvements. I don't think he's a major improvement. Obviously, we lost Tuchel, which was going to be the best improvement we're ever going to get. We unfortunately lost that. That's our fault. We were stupid. We had goddamn Marina in business. Thankfully, she's gone because she suffered up once again, and we didn't make a bid for him for 40 million, and now he's worth triple. It was worth 100 million, and I don't think he does well at Madrid. I think the pressure gets to him. Him fighting for a spot gets to him, and he could have been a bit more calmer at Chelsea and work his way into the starting lineup immediately. So for me, Tuchel ruined his career going to Madrid. He has to fight now. Casemiro, Modric, Cross, then Camavinga. It's like he's got too much of pressure as well. I think he felt that when he joined Madrid, and then the next day he played for France, and he really kind of did bad. So we'll see if he made a mistake there. Hopefully we can pop him next year. Saint Maximan again. He's not someone I'm very keen on signing. I think it's great. We're linked with someone like him. I think it's great. I'm not sure if he's wanting to stay for the project at Newcastle. It looks like not. Like if there's a way out, he will get his way out. Um, Obviously, he's a bit of a fancy player. He performs a lot of fancy tricks. He's got the skills. However, does he have that final product? Not really. But he did play striker for them actually a couple of times. I think he did well for them when he played striker. I remember he played striker for them this season and he scored I think 3 or 4 goals and we were all watching him. I remember like ASM ASM. Like, oh. So again, if he come, I'm not. It's not an upset transfer. It's great. We're linked with him. We'll see what happens. Lewandowski. Now, I would not bring Lewandowski to the Premier League. I will not bring him to Chelsea in particular because he is pretty much gonna be a flop when he comes, if he comes, which I hope he doesn't, because he has already won every single trophy that there is in his, geez, I just froze. He's won every trophy he could except the World Cup. He's won the UCL. He's won the Bundesliga 10 times over time. He's won all that DF Cup rubbish. I don't see him coming to Chelsea and, I'm going to fight for Premier League. Not really. You would rather go to a city, sit on the bench, win a Premier League, and leave. And he's not going to stuff up his stats in his career coming to Chelsea because obviously he has great stats, and those stats are going to go into the books and go, oh, look at him, he scored this many goals in this many games, blah, 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 blah. Look up to him, look up to him. If he comes to the Prem, harder league, going to ruin his stats. It's going to ruin his age as well. He just wants a holiday. I think Barcelona would be the best option for him as a retirement home, but I wouldn't bring a retiree player to the hardest league in the world, personally. And now that's pretty much all the players we've been linked with in the last 2 weeks. Let's see what everyone has to say here. Klaus has made two. Oh wait, there was no Klaus on this. Has made tots for French league for 2 seasons running. That's quite good. Kunde, Delic, Dembele, Sterling, Claus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I've always said I think 4 to 6 players is how much we sign, and I was hoping for 5 to 8 leave. We've slowed down on our deadwood. We were quite fast back in during the season. Out of all of it, like the time we don't want it to happen, our players start to leave. But now it's happening, and now it's not happening. It's like we're not hearing any news on a lot. Aspie, Loftus Cheek, Barkley. So hopefully we get some of these guys out soon because, as I said, we have to make a rebuild, and these guys have to be the first ones to go. Kunde, Delete, Klaus, Savic, Dembele, and a left wing back. Dowie would get Cucurella. Yeah, I think Cucurella's gonna be the best player we could ever get, but unfortunately, I think he's gone to City. I think City automatically get him. They've made their 50 million offer, whatever, or however much they've made for him. I think Pep's been wanting him since the Barca days. So we'll see if Pep lives up to what he wants, and I think Pep would get Cucurella, which is unfortunately a shame. Big up to Luca in the comments here. I'm great, mate. How are you? Obviously, Arsenal took Jesus from us, which again I wasn't that upset. I think a lot of Chelsea fans got a bit upset for that. I always said I think he'd do better in Arsenal. I'll give me 1 second, guys. So give me 1 second. All right. What's the fee for Neymar then? I'm not sure the fee, but all I know is that he's gonna be. I think. He's on, I think, 800K a week or something. So it's gonna be a massive, massive fee. I don't think we're willing to pay something like that. Let me have a look, guys. What new Neymar news there is actually? 'Cause I think I saw one just before. Uh, uh, According to Sky Bet, Chelsea have currently in the driving seat to complete. Okay, this is obviously not true, but we're in the driving seat. It's a new interested. It's a new name for interested. The driving seat. Oh my fucking god! They're just making up new names at the moment. Um, but I don't think we get Neymar. But I don't know. I don't know where he goes. It's interesting actually because yeah, PSG want to get rid of him, but there's no really team up for him. I think I've heard Barcelona. He wants to go back to Barcelona, but I don't. Barcelona cannot afford Neymar right now. They know where they're going to pay a 65 million fee and 800K a week. No way. But I'll interesting to see where he goes. Yes, because it's such like let's get to 20 likes, guys. We can easily get it before we end in about 2-3 minutes. So come on, guys, let's smash the like button now. It looks like City after Joao Felix as well, mate. We can all give up if they sign him too. Yeah, Joao Felix. I think he's a great talent. He has a lot of great natural talent. He's like an Ousmane Dembele. Like he doesn't need to put in the hours and the shift to kind of perform and stuff. He just does it naturally. He's got that great talent. It's just he doesn't have the mentality. He doesn't have the confidence. That's all it is. Can City rebuild that from him? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tricky one. I don't think he comes to the Premier League as you don't come to the Premier League as a way to build confidence. It's normally the other way around. He's lacking that mentality. I think Pep can probably change it around for him. He didn't do it for Grealish. He dropped Grealish's confidence, and look, Grealish is rubbish now. So can he turn that around for Joao Felix? I don't think so. So I'm not really would be scared if Joao Felix goes to City. I think if he wants to change the mentality, you should go to a player. You go to a manager like Mourinho. That'll change your confidence. I would say go to a lower league, but you're in one of the lowest leagues now. Like you're in the La Liga. Like where do you go back to France or something? I don't know. He's just on a mentality thing. Did Litas handed in a transfer request? Really? Let's see if that's see if anyone's what the fuck? If anyone's said anything about that now. Let me just have a look properly. Guys, if you haven't already, guys, we got 10 people in here. Let's like the stream right now. But if they get rid of they've got rid of what's it called? Chiellini's gone. So they've only got Bonucci. I think Rugani's still there. So it's pretty much just that. I'm not sure who else there. Oh, I mean, I'll bring up this news. It's that Chelsea are ready to offer 40 million, and then Juventus going to get Koulibaly as their replacement. Oh, that's interesting. Just speaking about what the hell? Their replacement. They're going to get Koulibaly, and then we're going to get De Ligt. I would personally rather. I'll say now, guys. I would rather Koulibaly. I think we need someone. De Ligt has that leadership and stuff in him, but it's not as the experience as someone like Koulibaly. Remember, guys, I think De Ligt's 25. Oh, he's 22. Sorry, 22. Like I forgot how young he was. He was 20 when he joined in. I think. Um. So he is still very very young. It's like he's not old yet. So he has a lot of time. Like that's the thing. He has a lot of time to improve. Personally, we need someone to come in now. And I would rather Koulibaly, but I'm not going to be disappointed if we get De Ligt. I think De Ligt's a great defender still. He's just a different style. As I said, he's an old school style. He plays like a Chiellini and a Bonucci. He played that at Ajax, and then he come to Juventus. That's why Juventus. I don't know. He's been a bit of a weird player in this. He hasn't shined, but he hasn't been horrible. So all I could say is that he's done decent. I haven't had my eye on him this season. I'll be honest. Like As I said, he hasn't shined. Like, I haven't heard his name pop out of. Um, so again, we can bring him in the Prem. See how he does there, and I think he might do great. Big up to Adenji says, please, what I'm selling is true. Are we going to sign him? I need a genuine answer. Well, the form is right now is that we're going to make a bid for him. And we are looking very interested in him. I think we are highly interested in him. So we're going to go, we are very keen on signing him. And we're working on a new transfer for him. He hasn't joined yet, but he's very close. He's actually closer than I thought to joining. He's quite close. But it says it here, yeah. De Ligt hands in transfer request at Juventus, Chelsea in pole position. Wait, when did they post this? They posted this. Oh, they just posted this recently. Wait, BST. What time is the BST? BST time. Oh, an hour ago. They posted this an hour ago. By David. Who the hell is it? Who is this? What the fuck is this? What website am I on? SB Nation. Never heard of this. Who's guy's Twitter? What did he put on Twitter? I don't want to tweet it. I want to see this guy's Twitter. What the fuck? I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what website this is. I have no idea who this is. But they say a meeting between the representative went rather bad last night, and instead of an agreement over 4 years, it's resulted as a transfer request from the 22-year-old. First, and it's now over the Italian media. A major part of this agreement is supposedly the release clause in the contract, which did lead to what lowered from 120 million to 70 million. You may have counted with low wages, and you can see how things result from there. While the leaked, so it's 9 figures release clause for now, it suggested that if someone were to test the waters within 90 to 70 million, Juventus might be willing to call it a day for all this drama. So it's saying here that they lowered his release clause from 120 to 70 million. And then from that, De Ligt did that. And as a counter, Juventus lowered his wages. So I don't think De Ligt was happy with that. So now, Juventus weren't happy with that, so they would lower his wages. So now, if anyone comes in there for a bid from 70 to 90, because it used to be 120 million, now it's a 70 million euro release clause, which is much cheaper than the 120. That's why no one really came for him. So now it's saying that he's looking to leave after this, and this might cause more drama between the two representatives. So this is interesting. It's interesting to see what will happen here, because obviously he's not happy Juventus, and it's sounding like whoever comes with the money is like he's likely to leave. Now, is this? But yeah, it's a rubbish. I'm not sure how accurate this is. It seems a bit dodgy, but they said the Italian media, and they said solo dello sport. Anyone read Italian? Yeah, it said about these people said it, and that guy mirrored it. I think if Demo pulls out, joining point, we will go for I don't know what we're doing, man. We're all over the place. Maybe can try 6 million bill for De Ligt with 5 million add-ons, something like that. It'll probably be a 70 plus add-ons. But that's 70 million euros, which is 7 million euros, 60 million pounds. So we'll be getting him for 60 million if we have to make a bid for him, and we're getting Kunde for 65. So you can see where that's going. So it's similar prices, 5 million cheaper for De Ligt. But the thing is, I don't think Juventus will accept offers. I think it's a release clause. So if they give that offer, Juventus have to pretty much accept. It's like that, it's 70 million euros. We can't see and say 60 because it now goes as a transfer request. And I don't think they want to sell him as a transfer request. They want to sell him as a triggered release clause, which they said on him. And obviously they dropped it. The league dropped it. So that'll be interesting to see what happens here. We'll see if anything comes from it. It's obviously very new, so we haven't really heard much from it. Might hear a bit more in the coming hours from Absolute and all that, who might come with that news. We'll see. I'll just give it a refresh, see if anything more has happened in the last kind of hour. Is that oh Maybill from the Soccer Rouge joining CADS. It's great. Another Australian international player. Um, so a lot of players obviously getting very frustrated that we're not signing any more players. Newcastle has now made a formal bid for Broja. Beautiful. Chelsea, yeah. So absolutely just posted about an hour ago. Timo Werner joins the Dodgers. Yeah, stay there. Don't bring him back. But that's all the news really for you guys today. Obviously there was Broja news, but it's just so much kind of formal inquiry, translation, interested. Like it's almost the same stuff. So kind of getting nowhere with it. In the terms of finalizing business. And again, that's the problem. We have so much work to do, but are we getting any of it finalized as well, guys? Remember, we have outings to get rid of. We haven't still got rid of those outings, so we'll have to see what happens with those. Obviously, there's so many. Like where do we start with those outings? So we'll see what happens with the next coming week. I think this week's gonna be very interesting, especially coming on the 30th, like next Thursday. Next weekend, we might hear from Dembele joining Chelsea officially. I heard that Sterling and Dembele has undergone a medical. They haven't undergone a medical yet. Now, that's the interesting thing with Dembele that gets me, guys. And I've been saying this for a lot of the stream. I said this yesterday as well. Dembele signed a pre-contract, right? So why hasn't he come out and said, I've officially signed for Chelsea, like Rudiger did for Real Madrid? Like Rudiger came and slanked us. Oh yeah, I joined Real Madrid. Well, why isn't Ousmane Dembele coming in and saying it? Because we haven't signed him yet. That's the thing, guys. He hasn't come out and said I've signed for us. I don't know. If we've signed a pre-contract, why doesn't he come out and say he signed for us? That's the question I need an answer to on why he doesn't do that. Like as I said, like Rudiger just did 2 months earlier. He said, "Oh yeah, I joined Real Madrid. I made an agreement with them," and then they announced him. Like guys, he should be. He's still a Chelsea player. He's on it. He's still a Chelsea player till the 30th of June. Why isn't Ousmane Dembele gonna come out and say, "Yeah, I've joined Chelsea Football Club"? I know, I don't know. We're taking it day by day. We'll find out July 1st. His contract runs out July 1st. That's when we can kind of go, "Yep, all right, he's a free contract. Anyone can get him." So, but apparently he signed the pre-contract on June 12th. June 2nd, Grimes confirmed it was a transfer that we've signed him. So again, we'll see if any more journalists add their input on it. I missed this. It's a Pogba and Di Maria to Juve now. Yeah, again, yep. I think Pogba definitely goes to Juve, and yep, definitely Di Maria would definitely want to change to Juve now. I think Di Maria's last contract just wants to have a good time in Italy. I guess another week will tell. Oh man, we have to wait. We'll have to say it one way or another. It's like I don't think it's just we're always in a weird situation. It's like why can't we just be like normal teams? Why can't this player come out and if assumingly he signed the pre-contract, well, he can come out and say, yeah, I'm joining Chelsea, like Rudiger did 2 months before he had to leave. So I don't know. Obviously, I think someone just made it up, but they have not done their medicals. Obviously, we normally find out like they sign and then they do their medicals bit after they've signed. So it's more the signing first and then we hear the medical. But again, Kunde should be in his medical soon. His surgery's finished now. Come on, no excuses. So we might have to wait and see. But again, guys, July 1st is when we've been hearing the interested, the monitoring for June. That's all normal for Chelsea. July comes, guys. If we're July 24th and we still haven't signed Dembele or whatever, blah, 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 it's gonna be a lot of problems we have to discuss. Like massive problems. Come July 5th, 6th, like that's when every free transfer contractor ends. We can sign Dembele, like I don't know, it's just annoying. We should be signing Kunde. Like I don't know why we haven't finalized Kunde yet. Like what's going on there? Like come on, 65 million, just pay the thing. Let's get him announced. Dembele is obviously 1st of July, and we have to keep making a move on. Like we are going very slow, guys. Like it or not, hate it or leave it, we're going very slow. We have a big window to do. We have a new manager. Obviously, we've got a new regroup of groups. But remember, guys, there's always one person still working at that desk. It's not just Marina doing the transfers like people were thinking for 4 years. Like, no, she's just the face. She's the face of transfer. There's still 300 guys under her, guys and girls, still typing on the computer looking for transfers and ringing people. Blah blah blah. There's still more people working. It's not just Marina. So for Fabrizio Page, and I don't think Fabrizio Romano has said that. I'm not sure he said that that their medical has been complete. Um, Obviously, if the medical were complete, we would know that they signed, but unfortunately, they signed. Unfortunately, they haven't signed. No, they haven't signed. Let's see if. Um. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah. Here it is. Pep Guardiola wants to sign Joao Felix and negotiate. So that means that Joao Felix will probably be Sterling's replacement, I assume. So if Sterling goes out, they've got an easy Joao Felix fix. So no worries for them. Maybe Jorginho goes to Juve as part of the delicto. I don't see it. I don't see us giving up Jorginho, and I don't think we should. I think like we might need to keep Loftus Cheek now. Like we've only got three midfielders, pretty much. So we might need to keep Loftus Cheek as an actual rotation, even though he can't play in that double pivot. We might have to keep him because now we've lost Saul. But also there was news on Rabiot, guys. Rabiot as well. Rabiot. We have an article. Probably it was Rabiot out of the hat. It was a PR move, but there's nothing advanced beyond that. These stories come out because agents put the narrative out. It doesn't mean Chelsea have any interest. Oh, that's good. That's good because Rabiot, I think, is absolutely dog shit, guys. Rabiot is going to be a Saul 2.0. He will be a Saul 2.0. No point in bringing Rabiot out into Chelsea. And obviously, I think that's when we would use a Jorginho in the deal, but I don't think we do it. His agent obviously has the final word comes from Jorginho though because the contract isn't run out. But I don't I don't know. Obviously, it's up to us as well if we want to sell him. Like we get to kind of have dictate if we want to sell him as well because obviously, yes, um, his agent can go talk to them or whatever, but his agent can make a decision in 2023. At the moment, we have the right to say, yeah, all right, we'll get rid of him, or no. We had the stance of no. I don't think we get rid of him. Like I don't think we get rid of Timo Werner now. Like, I think Werner stays. Cho will stay. Like, I think these players stay now. Like it's like we're not making any moves in them, and I don't see Werner like leaving because like no one's getting interested in him at all. No one wants him. Like I don't blame him. No one wants him. He's fucking garbage. It's like just sell him for a penny or something. I don't care. Just get him out of the team. Preseason now, Chelsea. Preseason is in one, technically 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks we have preseason, and we're not doing anything. And I've said this is going to be a massive preseason. Like these players are fighting for positions, and we need our signings that we get to also show if they deserve the position. I've said July 1st hits. Like if nothing's done, then we're in a very worrying position because you're right. They're going to America. I think July 13th, 14th. That's part of their preseason. And if they don't sign anyone, then what competition are we going to have? Like, who's going to be competing with who? It'll just be our loanies as our signings. Like, do we really need Delict in the team? I opt for Kempembe. I mean, everyone has a different opinion. I would prefer a Delict. I don't think Kempembe. I think Kempembe is quite sloppy. I think he's great, but again, I think he's quite sloppy. I would prefer Kunde and Koulibaly, but I definitely would take Delict. Only a year left. Something has to happen soon. With if you're talking if you're talking about Jorginho, yes, I think Jorginho just runs out his contract. I don't think we extend it. I don't think we maybe we extend it and then we can sign in 2023. I'm not sure, but I don't see him leaving this summer. Same with Kante. I think Kante stays. Um, Maybe we extend his contract and then we sell him next season. Um, but we'll see how it goes there. Better be off getting somebody now instead of losing him on a free next year. Yeah, I get that, but it's like we haven't made a midfield. We're not going to make a midfielder signing, so it's like who's going to be our midfield now if like our only midfielder leaves? So that's what's that's the question. If our only midfielder leaves, like who comes? Um, Yeah, but I think the guys that pretty much wraps up today's stream. Good stream today, guys. I'm officially back. Guys, 10 people in here and 17 likes. Come on, let's light the stream now, guys. This is embarrassing, guys. Come on. You're making me feel embarrassed. Come on. Officially back. I'll probably be live tomorrow, maybe. I'll see. I don't, I mean, I'm not going to be working as much, but obviously, uni holidays for about 3 weeks. Still quite busy from time to time, but a bit more time to stream now that I'm better. No more sick. 2 weeks off. Like, geez, it was killing me. I was like, oh, I'll stream today. I'm like, oh no, I'm not the best. But today I was like, yep, do a stream, and it was good, good catch up stream. We'll be live. Uh, yeah, some other day. Obviously, definitely this weekend we should have one, but definitely one next weekend. I'm gonna keep it quite consistent. Uh, I'm posting guys on TikTok as well, guys. Let's see if I have the link for that here. Um, Obviously, guys, follow that now, guys. Let's get to 1K. That's not me. What the hell? There we go. So go do follow if you haven't already. Smash that follow button there. It's gonna be good fun. That's good fun over there. It's pretty much react to people what they say about rubbish, pretty much. Drew's a better midfielder, so I think Chelsea should use him as swap deal. I think Jorginho is our best midfielder, our only City midfielder we have. I would have used him in a swap deal for Tuchel for sure, but there's no other player in the market who can come in and fill his role. So we're kind of lost for him. If he leaves, we're lost. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope everyone did enjoy the stream. I would catch you guys next time. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. Peace out.